Hello! Welcome to the course Story and Narrative in Science and Engineering. Since you took this course, it seems that you're interested in analyzing these kinds of stories. Am I right? Well, you're in luck because we have all kinds of narratives that you will surely enjoy.
The first one we have is about mosquitoes. People have been scared of mosquitoes for years because of the diseases that they carry with them. Scientists have spent a lot of time researching ways to kill these pests, and it seems that a team of researchers in Singapore have finally been successful. They have created genetically modified mosquitoes that do not harm or bite humans. Moreover, when released, these GM mosquitoes can go out and find the regular mosquitoes to stop them from having babies. Sounds interesting, right? Let's go watch and analyze this video made by NAS Daily.
First, we're going to analyze the narrative structures and elements of the text. Starting with the story world of the video. The story world is Singapore, as mentioned by NAS. This is where the group of researchers are producing and releasing their GM mosquitoes. As for the characters, they would be NAS, the narrator, the researchers as the donor and dispatcher, the GM or dubbed as good mosquitoes as the hero, and the natural or dubbed as bad mosquitoes as the villains.
I will now discuss the events of the video by using Todorov's structure as a guide. The first stage in Todorov's structure of equilibrium-disequilibrium is a state of equilibrium in the outset. This would refer when people were afraid of getting bitten by mosquitoes. Then, the stage of the disruption taking place happens when people get bitten by mosquitoes and the number of deaths and hospitalizations drastically increases. The researchers then recognize the disruption as a threat to humanity. Thus, they study ways on how to kill these mosquitoes to stop the diseases. To repair this disruption, the researchers created a new type of mosquito that does not bite or harm people and are able to prevent the natural mosquitoes from reproducing. They placed the mosquitoes in a mosquito gun and released them in open and public areas. Releasing these good mosquitoes to the public had become Singapore's way of fighting the dengue virus, which restores the equilibrium.
The characters used in the video were characters that the audience see in real life, making them relatable. Perhaps because of their experience with mosquitoes, they too see them as the villains that cause diseases. The structure of the documentary, up to the recognition of the disruption, also closely resembles the real-life struggle of the audience against mosquitoes. But the audience's interest was piqued when another mosquito was presented as the hero and the lasting solution to their problem was proposed.
Next up, we're going to learn how to analyze discourse. The discourse of the text refers to the how of the telling of the story. The video opens with the intriguing phrase, "Why Singapore loves mosquitoes," that is meant to baffle the audience and urge them to find out the reason for this. From this moment, the attention of the audience is captured. The story was told in a chronological order, from the reason behind why the GM mosquitoes were created, to the thinking process of the researchers, to the creation of these mosquitoes and experimentation, and finally to the results of the project. The concept of having genetically modified mosquitoes is a new one, so in order for the narrator to make the audience understand the need for these good mosquitoes, he has to show the process of how they were born and how society would benefit from them.
For a while now, we have been referring to the genetically modified mosquitoes as the good mosquitoes, while the natural mosquitoes are the bad mosquitoes. This is how the documentary refers to them. Think about it. If the documentary used the terms genetically modified mosquitoes and natural mosquitoes in their documentary, they would not have been able to show how the GM mosquitoes were better than the natural ones, perhaps because of our prior interpretations of what natural and genetically modified means. And so, the documentary effectively uses binary oppositions to drive its point. They called the natural mosquitoes as the bad mosquitoes describing them as harmful and even deadly, while they called the GM mosquitoes as the good mosquitoes, associating them with the concept of salvation.
Finally, we're going to teach you how to analyze the context of the video. Context also plays an important role in aligning the readers to the documentary's position, which includes the point of view, framing, and focalization. The documentary uses the first point of view, the point of view of Nas. This type of point of view limits the perspective of the audience. The audience will only see, hear, know, and believe things that the narrator presents, which is the positive side of the good mosquitoes.
Framing refers to what is included and not included in the text. The documentary is also framed in such a way that it only includes the thoughts and opinions of the narrator and the researchers, and excludes the opinions of the Singaporeans. In this way, we see the bias of the narrator. This raises the question of how reliable the documentary is. Are the Singaporeans in favor of this project? Do they have apprehensions? And if so, why aren't they presented in the documentary, seeing that they will be the ones directly affected by the project? Framing also includes how a narrative is embedded in another narrative. We mentioned that the video opens with the text, "Singapore loves mosquitoes," and from this, the audience might have started to remember all the information they knew about mosquitoes and their past experiences with them.
In addition, what were your thoughts when this was shown? Maybe you can recall your negative experience with dengue, whether your personal one or a friend's, which resulted in pain, disease, or death. Finally, we move on to focalization. The documentary was focused on the good mosquitoes, specifically on their benefits. Most of the screen time of the video, about 3 minutes, was dedicated to explaining the good mosquitoes in a positive light. Since most of the time was devoted to this, the narrator was able to expose the audience to the benefits of the good mosquitoes in the long run, which sways the audience's opinions to the position of the text, which is to believe that GM mosquitoes are the future of mosquito eradication.
The documentary did not have a neutral stance. It clearly showed how the GM mosquitoes were favored and how the creator manipulated the elements, structure, discourse, and the context of the documentary to sway the audience's beliefs and opinions when it comes to GM mosquitoes.
And this wraps up our first online session. Next time you come across text, think, how does this text make me believe what it is presenting to me? Thank you so much for signing up for this course. And thank you to our scriptwriter, Eliza Silam.
I am Ann Chua.
And I am Matt Del Valle, your instructors for today's session.